So right now, I've kicked my roommate out. That was a couple of days ago, but he keeps, in a sense, refusing to leave. Um, he's leaving as of today. Had to borrow something that gives me a bit of a courage, and had to ask my son's dad and my son to kind of, help me out with that a little bit. When you don't pay your rent, you don't get to stay. I didn't charge him before he moved in. I didn't start charging him until after he were already here, right? There's a young underage girl. He keeps sneaking in through the window. She comes Friday. I hear them all. She leaves Sunday evening. And he has the nerve to be standing guard as she goes to the bathroom. I didn't know she was in my house. He kicked down the gate because I took the battery out of my keyless entry because you type in a code, because at this point you haven't paid your rent in a week and a half, and that was the arrangement, and the agreement is for you to pay to stay, and there's no contracts needed because I'm smart. He never needed to get mail here. He never needed to get a contract here. It was pay as you stay. When you do not pay and 2 weeks go by, you must leave. Okay? Will I ever get a roommate again? Fuck no. I was nice to this kid, 22 years old, supposed to be in the Army. He was not. He was at the best reservist, which I respect him too, but I'm my ex-Army wife and went through everything that the Army people have to go through for 11 years of my marriage. And it's like, yeah, thank you for doing your diligence for us. However, you've never had to do anything there. You think it's funny to be sick or claim a mental illness so they won't have to deploy you or make you go active duty with a full able 22-year-old young body. You shouldn't be forced to, of course not, which is why he's not. But when you text me and I asked you to quit having sex all over my house so loudly because my walls are thin, you're just supposed to be sleeping here and leaving. You sneak this little girl in, y'all screwing all night long. Why she's screaming and not moaning? That's between you and your skills. However, it's loud, and I'm talking about 10:30 in the morning when I have guests over, so smoking coffee sessions, my girlfriends, and it makes women uncomfortable. Ask them to go ahead and leave. Oh, you don't get no money back because you actually, I didn't charge you until after you moved in. And I don't like it. And it makes me sad that I'm as strong with masculinity as I have, because I've always had to protect myself. Doesn't mean that I have to run out and get a boyfriend. It doesn't mean that I have to call my ex and say, hey, can you come help me? No, because that'll look like a reason to want to talk to him, and it's over between us. We just made a year anniversary of being broken up this past Saturday. For the past year with him, it's been he was doing the check-ins every so often until he got him women that he likes. And he's been on, casual encounters. He's on, the dating websites that have to do with Facebook for the area. It's even a woman that had him on, are we dating the same guy? I didn't comment. It just made me feel like he was pathetic. But how you meet him is how you're going to always see them. Because it's like, he needed a lot of attention when I met him on Plenty of Fish, and I didn't like him, so I scrolled past him. However, he's liking me on Facebook dating, so I was like, okay, cool, whatever, And so it was a beautiful 2 years as far as, the year and a half was really good. So he love bombed me, took me on vacations, on trips, didn't make me feel bad about my tooth, my thin edges. He knew that my body was healing through trauma. And it's like, I was always pretty for him. Again, no matter what I did, if you're not ready, that's okay. But I had to stop the situationship he was trying to put me in, and had to go ahead and let it burn. So it's been a year. I started to check in with him these last couple of months. The last time we slept together was in October for First Friday. And after that, every once a month, I check in like, hey, how are you? Just want to see how you're doing. So it made me realize, yeah, I still got feelings. And I cannot have a casual hookup with him, because I have feelings for him. And I like to sleep with people I have feelings for. I'm not trying to sleep with nobody else. I'm trying to be in a relationship one day. And I want us to actually, when you're planning to make love, after you realize that you like each other, and you have this attraction for each other, and you're adults and you can handle that type of relationship, right? I'm waiting for that. I don't want to keep going back and forth with my ex. I'm done seeing them You know, if they reach out to me and want to spend time, the answer will be no. Because I gave a whole year to that situation. Now it's time for me to move the fuck on. It sucks to be enamored with someone who doesn't really care about you. He didn't treat me mean or bad. I just can't feel like everything I'm giving you and doing for you, you know, be that with my womanly hoods, you know, be that cooking, showing up for you, motivating you, trying to just be there for you. And you're kind of like, I don't want that. But you accept it and not have to reciprocate. It's just a lot I have to learn about myself. And nothing about him. Like I said, he treated me amazing. So good. And I'm so appreciative of everything that we did together and he did for me. I never asked for anything. You know, never had to. He was a good man. So the year's done and I'm moving on with my life. And I do not want him, you know, needing to do the check-ins. I will no longer do the check-ins anymore. And if he ever wanted to spend time, you know, the answer would be no. It just sucks that I have to go through this with my housemate. You know, him being here was 2 days a week. I didn't have to go to FedEx. I only have to go to FedEx maybe 1 or 2 days out the week to make sure I have a little pocket change. So with him living here, because I work from home. I'm at work right now doing my shit. You know, I got my little keyboard and stuff, whatever. But by me working from home, all my bills are paid, like my house note, my gas, my electric, you know, well, not my electric, but my gas, my water, my house note, because I have a 3-bedroom house. So that's what's up. That's real P, you know. However, if I want money for like electric bill and for anything else, I have to get another job, which I do. So I still work at FedEx and I love it or whatever. And it's cool. And again, I only have to go 1 day a week so I can guarantee and wake up to money every week. And then when he gave me his little $220, you know, which was a lot. I don't want to make it like it wasn't nothing. That's 2 days less I had to go to FedEx. But guess who don't mind being a FedEx? Me. I don't mind being a FedEx. I love FedEx. And they offered me a supervisor position for the nighttime, which I think I might take, you know. And my back is not up against a wall or nothing. I just kind of, I thank God for moving the way he's moving with me and for me. I praise you, God, for safety. Because, I mean, my son's grandma had to go get her gun. He was talking shit on the phone to my son's dad. And, you know, it was a lot happening these past hour. You know, I've been anxiety-ridden and stressed out. And I got to dispatch the rest of these calls. But it's just 6 calls I got to dispatch. I can do that in 1 dedicated hour. I just pray for me, y'all. I was a very good roommate when I had a roommate. We never had these issues. And my one roommate, she still come to see me. She just came to see me Friday, you know. I was real nice to the kid, you know. Prayed for him and wanted to make sure he was okay. But this just don't feel good and it's not fair. It's not nice. And I had to kick him out of my house. But again, he didn't pay his rent for 2 weeks ago. And he's still owed for this week. Budget Suite to kick you out if you don't pay that week. They give you 3 days to pay. And you have contracts with them. Make me feel bad to my heart. But my son's dad said he can live with him in his basement for a week. But he did make sure I'm going to get my money that he owes me. So that's cool. I just don't want him sniffing around my house. And this is the only time I wish I had like a guy best friend that I can call and know that just come stay at my house for like a few days so I can calm down and get some sleep. Now I got to go buy a gun. Just to feel safe in my house. So that's what's going to be my motivation. Anybody want to send me about $400 so I can buy me a gun? Cashapp, Nanny Life 3. I just need some protection, y'all. On my own, I'll be able to get it in a couple of weeks. Y'all, I had a financial depression. I got behind on my car. That's the only thing in life I'm behind on. It's done sitting on the other side, needing to be fixed. The engine fucked up, battery gone, tires busted. Ugh. When I lost my job in February, it took a lot out of me. I was supposed to use the income tax to get my teeth fixed, you know, and then pay on my car and live good. But God has a plan for everything, and I know he does, and I'm holding tight to that. Y'all, for the last 3 days, I've had tightness in my chest, and by me being 46 years old, I don't want to play with my arteries. Sometimes I get real ugly mean comments from some people on here, and that's okay. I just delete them, you know, because as soon as a comment comes through, it notifies me. So the one thing I do miss about my ex, that nigga, when he was in love with me or caring about me before he realized that he was falling in love and he needed to stay being a player, I feel like he would protect me and keep me safe. I didn't expect none of this to happen. I was okay with him being in my house. He started texting me ugly stuff. And I started asking for the rent. Somehow he was going to beat my ass and shit. Like, I got weapons all on him. I got knives and stuff all on my thing. I'm a little lightheaded and dizzy. Like, sometimes I wish my ex would, like, pop up and be like, I feel something wrong with you. I want to make sure you're okay. Especially right now. I just wish he would pop up and just hold me for a minute. But God is holding me. All right, y'all. Let me get back to it. I'm going to go on to eat something. It's about 12:33. I just think, y'all, in a few months, this tooth going to be fixed. I'm going to be pretty again. And then maybe somebody will want me and stay. It's not me. I'm not needy or have a bad personality. I just meet men who, they like me a lot and everything, but they just want more than one person. And I just wish to be enough for somebody. Every day God is enough for me, and every day I wake up and I'm like, what if I'm just supposed to hang the stars for people? I'm supposed to support people in their loving relationship. I do. People ask my advice. I give them good, beautiful, loving advice because I love love, and God is bringing my husband to me. I know he is. I'm patient with it. If I had a husband, I wouldn't need a roommate. We'd be paying half the bills together. Anyway, pray for me and my safety, y'all. It's going to be a rough week for me. It's going to be a crazy night tonight. Please pray for me. I love y'all. Like I said, anybody want to send me $400 so I can get me a pew-pew? I have the right to defend my house. You know. Anyway. If y'all do, Nanny Life 3. Hashtag Cashapp. No. I love y'all. I gotta go. Take care of yourselves, okay? Pray for me, please. Keep looking out the window for stuff, but I don't even take bipolar medicine no more, anxiety medicine no more. Yeah, I smoke, but I want to live and feel my everything so I can pray through it and realize that God is fixing it. Anyway, I love y'all. Take care of yourselves, okay? Be good to people so goodness can happen to y'all. God is protecting me from the evil. This man could have been plotting to kill me. That's why people end up on the news. I didn't think he'd be like that. I don't want to be that story. So again, pray for me. I love y'all. Bye.